Hi everybody, how y'all doing? Well, you may have heard me say it before, and I'll say it again, because it's something I believe in. It's not just because ever since I went over to the puppet side, I hang out with that green fuzzy guy and an internet troll. But I do believe the truth of the matter is that the internet is for trolls. Let's talk about it. See, you know, I know people like Carrie Smith and Paul Chato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I've talked about how, is comedy dying, or what's the next phase of comedy? Because you can look at the evolution of comedy through the decades. You had stuff like Steve Martin in the 70s and that kind of silly shock value, which I don't think cancellation is the right word for it, but it's just not prevalent to the social ambient temperatures of today. Like, if you think about it, comedians are really just a really good litmus test for social norms and basically being a little bit outside to call out things in society in a fun way that's not necessarily threatening and, well, helps you think, right? But the thing about stand-up comedians is they had an audience who was coming there to listen, to let them set up their punchlines, have the conversation with the audience, kind of lead them in a direction to explain their point of view, right? It could be 30 minutes to an hour, and that's a lot of time to give somebody attention these days. But once again, the medium killed the other medium star, right? So now we have social media, and now we have the internet trolls, right? So I do believe there's a lot of people that just think that they're as funny in their own head as some of the greats back in the day, right? And the thing is, you only get so many characters for a tweet. I know they've expanded that, and if you get the blue check mark, you can get more. But it's still just text, right? And if we think about the great Key and Peele sketch about the problems with text messaging, and so many other sketches about moods and interpretation, that writing something down just doesn't have the same impact. It doesn't have the same nonverbal cues, tonal inflections, and all that, right? So, with that being said, I think that just goes back to leading back into that the internet is for trolls, right? Because it's way easier to make a ambiguous kind of statement about something going on that you've heard about on the internet than necessarily doing research and really, writing an article, say, on thatparkplace.com or something like that, because those guys really do research. And I know Floral and Wilton do a lot of commercials for them, but I'm just tossing them out because I have a lot of respect for what they do, right? They dig, they find stuff, and they do some good reporting over there, so check it out. That being said, it's not just Wilton that is trying to take over the internet. And some might say I'm a glutton for punishment because I'm still hanging out with him, but I will, as a side note, say that there's something about in life, in the universe, that you're always going to find people that you disagree with, or that test you and push you, and it's really easy to think that canceling them or shutting them out of your life completely is just an easy way out. But let me tell you, the universe always finds a way to bring somebody to fill that spot. So if you're not willingly finding somebody that pushes you a little bit or allows you to, dig deeper into what you believe because they're poking at things or maybe playing devil's advocate. The universe will find somebody or something to push you further, and I'd rather have a say in a little bit of, who I keep close to me, right? Okay. That being said, I also want to say that the word grifter gets thrown around a lot, and with all of the access to social media, to feeds, all the push notifications that you can sign up for, well, I think if you look at the genus and species on the internet family tree, right, that the troll and the grifter are pretty close branches, right? Very well connected. Because I would have to say that there's a lot of people that aren't doing the research, that are finding the clickbait stuff, and then just quote tweeting, stirring the pot, just riffing on something else. Like grift is just one letter away from riff, or two. You know what? I'm not good with letters. Point is, they rhyme. Yeah. But the idea that just putting something out there, whether you're trolling or grifting or trying, I guess a grifter technically is, trying to make money off something. A troll is just stirring the pot and poking things for fun's sake. And the unfortunate thing is, as we said with the tweets and written messages, that sometimes people might actually be trying to say something legitimate, but it's really, really hard to tell with not knowing the tonal qualities. So some people come off as trolls or grifters when they might actually be trying to say something helpful. Yeah, it's like I've said before, like, there's only so many people that I'm going to listen to for actual real advice about life. But also, online there's a lot of conversations. And even though I'm saying the internet is for trolls, and a breeding ground for trolls, I do think there's a lot of legitimate people out there that are trying to connect. And with the last 4 or 5 years of, well, you know what, a lot of us have gone online to try to connect with people because we are social animals. Now, I use that term loosely because I'm a puppet, and you're probably a human. But even still, we're all social animals, and we all need to connect and have some sort of interaction for our well-being, right? Meaningful interaction. And just trolling around for hours a day is not meaningful enough, right? I'll say it. I'm calling you out, Wilton. Right? There, I did it. I'll probably get a diss track for that later if he watches this, but that's okay. But, yeah, I do think there's a lot of well-meaning people, and if you're on the YouTubes, on the social media, you can kind of see who gets caught up in the drama, who follows the drama, who tries to speak intellectually, and talk about issues without conflating things or stirring the pot. So, there's a lot of people I respect out there. So, yeah. Like I said, the internet's a breeding ground for trolls, but at the same time, it's kind of like the language, right? Like I said, stand-up comedy is not the same thing it used to be. And I think comedy itself and comedians have to figure out how to, or what is the medium, what is the format, what is the social commentary we need to help call people out in a way that is not offensive and makes them think again, right? Because being crass and vulgar, I get that the people enjoy that as a disconnect, But also, if we want to move the conversation forward, we have to be able to think a little bit harder, ponder a little bit more, and try to see things from a different angle once in a while. So, I guess I'll keep my dry humor here, dry ice, not to be confused with Cubert. He's a normal ice cube. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts or comments or wonder why I hang out with Wilton still, leave them down below. If you want to like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff, please go ahead and do it. Thank you for being here, and we will see you guys later. Bye!